to keep, what to get rid of. So, let's see, get this straight and lined up. Hold on a second. All right, I think that's working. So, yeah, on this one, we're going to break these down into some categories. So, I'm actually going to go through, you know what, we'll do a couple categories in one just to see, just to save some time. So going through my, although this one really probably shouldn't, we'll put this one over in the other category. So going towards my fancier $100 to $200 folders, that's not necessarily my hard use, although they could be hard use. So we had the other video, you know, where I had my Spydercos and the Hogue. Those are, I think, are a little less maybe aesthetically pleasing, more down to do work. Whereas these are going to be a much nicer fit and finish and things like that. So of these, as I whittle down my collection, we've got the steel wheeled Gecko, which I believe is made by MKM, which is the company that here MKM, but also LionSteel. I've got the Maximo, which is a Bob Terzola design, titanium frame lock on one side, G10 on the other. And then I've got the James brand. This is a Carter XL. It has a VG10 steel. Not up in materials. This is N690CO, I think. VG10 is perfectly good steel. G10, nice deep carry, reversible pocket clip, Axis style lock. You know, action smooth. It's nice. Not as drop shutty. Really haven't carried it as much, so I haven't worn it in. But very nice. Sits thin in the hand. Not a lot of grip. This one sits in the hand. Has decent grip, but it's got hot spot from that pocket clip. And then for me, when I grab it, see how this is one thing that I'm very picky with on flippers, is I would like them to be at an angle. When they're 90 degrees like that, it makes it very good to open, but then that knuckle, that turns back into your knuckle. And so not as comfortable to use. It does have jimping. You can't really choke up, although you could do that. But when you're doing that, that is pushing right against the bone of my knuckle. It's not that comfortable. And so I find myself, I mean, I can work around it, but if I have so many knives that are comfortable, why carry the one that's not that comfortable? It's really nice design. I think I paid over $200 something for this thing. Hold on, I got the box here. What did I pay for this? $209. It's probably a few bucks more now. And then I got the Gecko. And the Gecko's taken on a nice patina, because at one point I was carrying that. It's got much more nicer beveled and chamfered edges. It's got beautiful micarta that's really taking that patina. Not a deep carry pocket clip, but a nice pocket clip that doesn't give me a hot spot. And it's just got that really nice drop point blade with a swedge, razor sharp, lockback design. Out of these three, we're going to keep the steel wheel. We're going to sell, get rid of the Carter XL from the James brand. And I'm going to let my MKM Maximo go. It's a really nice knife. Ergonomically, it's just, as much as I love the elegance and the toughness of it, it just isn't gelling with my hands. I do my initial impressions. Oh, it feels pretty good. Then you carry it and use it a little bit, and you're like, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. And that's the case with a lot of things. So of these three, the Gecko is the one that gets to stay. We're going to get rid of those two. Add those to the pile that's growing here on the floor with my, whatever the hell this one was, my Artisan Proponent, and then my PM2 and my PM3 lightweight. Those are all on the chopping block as well. Next category is going to be large Swiss Army type knives. All my little ones, I have some really nice little ALOX versions. The only small Swiss Army knives, the medium size I have, are all ALOX. I'm going to keep all of them. They're all small. They're nice to have. Maybe one day I'll give one away as a gift if I don't feel like I need one of them. But going for the larger multi-tool type knife category here, we've got the Adventurer, which comes with Phillips screwdriver and all, tweezers, all that stuff. You got your bottle opener, your can opener, big and large screwdriver, and then a spear point blade that is locking. It's not one-handed opening, but it does lock, so it does have that safety, and I've reprofiled that tip, so it is actually a very pointy spear point now. And then we got the Ruike. I forget which model this is, but it's the 2-layer, which is much lighter, glass breaker, tweezers, one-hand opening, 12C whatever frickin' steel, Sandvik 12C27, so decent Sandvik steel. This is the LD21B, but I've modified this one. This comes with a pocket clip. This one came with a corkscrew, but I had another Ruike, and because you can take these apart, they are not riveted the way that the Victorinox knives are. I was able to remove that screw, slide out the corkscrew, slide in the Phillips, and put the screw back in with some Loctite. So now I've got the one-hand opening, locking, nice drop point, good stainless steel, a little bit heavier than the other one here. But I've got all the tool set, because whatever I have, it's got to have a Phillips screw. I don't need a corkscrew. I need a Phillips screwdriver. But being that that's one-hand opening and closes very easily, as opposed to this one, which you have to open with 2 hands, and then this one goes the other way, so you kind of need 2 hands to unlock it. And then there's the third one, which is the Ranger grip. This is the old Wenger style that was bought out by Victorinox. And I don't know if this is the 78 or the 79, but it's the one with the Phillips. And it's nice because it is one-hand opening. You do have to close it 2 hands or use something, push the blade against something, but the lock is actually right here. I did reprofile that tip as well. It's got a nice slicey blade. It's very sharp. You know, it's a nice knife. I just find because it's so thick and bulky, I just never carry the damn thing. It's got tweezers. It's got all the stuff you'd want on it. It's got a saw. It's got can opener. It's got bottle opener and a wire stripper. I mean, it's got a nice tool set. On paper, you'd like it. You got that little thumb ramp right there. It's too big. I just don't. All right, this is the one that's going. And I'm going to keep both of these. So I'm not getting rid of all but one. I'm going to keep these 2. The reason being this one's a little thinner, a little more discreet. They have basically the same tools. This one is bottle and can opener. This one has bottle opener and a strap cutter. And so for that reason, and being that this one has the pocket clip, one without a pocket clip, one with a pocket clip, one is one-handed opening, one is not. I'm going to justify keeping both of those, and we're going to get rid of the Ranger grip. We're going to add that to the pile of those that didn't make it. That pile's growing. All right, so let's keep these up here. These are all the knives that are staying. Now, going into my new meets old, traditional with modern spins. Got my Jack Wolf Gunslinger, which is the new S90V carbon fiber locking with a bolster lock. Really nice. We've also got a LionSteel, their Barlow design with a sheep's foot blade with titanium and carbon fiber. And then we've got another slip joint. So this one's locking. These 2 are slip joints. This one is an integral with aluminum, one piece. So there's no seam here. It's one piece of billet that's been machined out, and then they put a channel here and here to make the back spring. It's got M390 steel made in Italy. It's beautiful, and it's very high tech while being technically a slip joint classic design. And it's also got that pocket clip. Well, there's no way in hell the Jack Wolf's going anywhere. Let's just be flat out. That's never leaving my collection. So it comes down to the 2 LionSteels. Do I get rid of both or do I keep one? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the Barlow for now, and I'm going to let this Thrill go. As cool as a knife as this is, it's got a nice drop point, nice flat grind, very sharp, nice snappy spring. The reality of it is this. There's, again, things that are great in concept, but then you get them in the reality. The pocket clip doesn't work that well. It's nice that it does that. It pops out when you need it, but there's not enough of a nubbin. I get this stupid thing to focus, that when this sticks out, there's not really any nub in there on the end, like right there, to actually grip your pocket. So it slides out of your pocket all the time. If you're laying on the couch, this thing just slides out. The spring tension's not enough, and there's really no nub in there. They should have put a nub in that would grab the seam and keep itself in your pocket. So for that reason, and the fact that this anodizing looks beautiful, feels quality, it doesn't give you any real grip. It's a knife that feels slick. If your hands were wet, this thing would be sliding all around. This, for whatever reason, that carbon fiber, it just gives you a little bit more grip. And it doesn't have the pocket clip that is basically useless. So for that reason, we're gonna knock out the Moletta designed Thrill from LionSteel, which is a shame because it is a beautiful, elegant knife. I'm never gonna carry the damn thing. That thing's worth a couple $100 at least. I think I paid $2 something for. I think that's what I paid. Maybe I did. Maybe I only paid $160. I'll have to look. All right, let's look at. I have two very fancy Efingros with titanium carbon fiber. This one has M390 steel. Or sorry, these are Sitiviens, not an Efingro. ST995 with M390, and then this one has a Damasteel blade that's like RWL34 or 37. It's a legit Scandinavian high quality steel. Between the two of these kind of fancy ornate, I don't want to call them gentleman folders, but they're kind of in that category. I was trying to group things into groups together. This one's a more beautiful knife. I'm going to get rid of this one, and I'll tell you why. It's beautiful, machined titanium. I mean, everything on this thing is awesome. Not a big fan of front flippers. You have to do them a certain way, and if you don't, you lose your grip on it or it doesn't deploy right. Front flippers are hard to get right, and even if it's right for me, it might not be right for you and vice versa. The action's very smooth. It's good steel. Also, there's a tiny bit of jimping here. It's recessed. It does nothing. It's there for looks. There is no guard here. It's very smooth. There's nothing for if you were to stab that into something to keep your hand from going right up it. As opposed to this one, you don't have any jimping, but you do have, there's more handle to grip, but you've also got jimping here and pops out almost half an inch, give you a little bit of something to lock onto. But honestly, I don't carry this knife much at all either. So at some point I may get rid of this. But for now, in this category, the fancy gentleman's knives with nice high quality materials, we're going to keep the 995 and we're going to get rid of whatever the hell one this was. Add that to the heap. What other categories we got? Some of my Chinese high value knives. So these are knives that are $60 typically or less. At the most, they're right in that $60, $65 range. We've got the Wataga from Sencut. We've got the CJRB Pyrite. We've got the micarta and steel version of the Cetos from Civivi. And we've got the Beluga from... who's this from? Petrified Fish. It's the name of a fish. This thing's really nice. That high grind. This is one of the sharpest, out of the box, sliciest blades of any knife I've ever owned. And this is not an expensive knife. It's in liner lock. It's G10. It's got a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. K110, which is basically D2 steel on ceramic ball bearings. It's a front flipper, although if you catch that lip just right, you can Spidey flick it. Really big and brawny, bit heavy for carry. This is a big knife. This is a big knife. It's got jimping on the back. It's largely useless. It's more ornamental. Doesn't really give you much of an attraction other than giving you a point of index to know where your hand is. Give me back my light. But the Cetos is beautiful. This has got the Sandvik 12 C27 and something like that, some kind of Sandvik seal. Nice, but kind of thin in the hand. Very elegant. It's a beautiful design, but it is very skinny, and I just find myself not carrying it much. We've got the Ultra Fidgety Pyrite, which is a great design. But except the button lock, because the handle's so small, if I were to grip it in a hammer, like a fist grip like that, my hand hits the button and causes it to very easily unlock when I don't mean it to. So I end up not carrying this that much. If you're opening packages and you're only slicing, but if you grabbed it for anything else, you got to be careful with it. And this has jimping that's usable. It's got a micarta. It is a nice flipper design, but you can Spidey flick it if you want. So you got two basic opening well, three. You got the flipper, which works very well. You can roll it, thumb snap it, use your thumb, or you can reverse flick it if you want. Very deep carry pocket clip. Very, very deep carry pocket clip. And while it is a button lock, it's up out of the way. It's not where my finger is going to hit it. I think I've already talked myself into which one of these four. I'm getting rid of 3 in this group. We're really slimming the pack down today. I'm going to keep the Watauga. This is a great knife. It's D2 steel. It's a little stealthy, but it's a good cutting tool. It's a good utility blade shape. I'm going to keep that. I like this if it wasn't for a button lock. The Cetos I really like. I don't know. It's very smooth. It just sits in the hand. It just, I don't know. I don't use it. You don't have quite a finger choil. You do have some jimping that is usable. You've got some decent traction up there. So it isn't a bad, you know what? I'm going to keep the Cetos. As I'm playing with it, I'm feeling it. I'm remembering all the things I did kind of like about it. It's just a beautiful, elegant, stabby, but nice knife. This thing's just a beast. I bought it because I thought it looked cool. It was actually bigger and brawnier than I thought it was going to be. And the reality is I just don't have a use for it. So we're going to get rid of the Pyrite, and we're going to get rid of the Beluga. Both of those are going. All right, how many knives is that down in the pile? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 knives. We're not even done yet. We're done for now in this video. But so we're going to keep our Steel Wheel Gecko. We're going to keep the Victorinox as well as the Ruike Swiss Army type style knives. We'll keep the Civivi Cetos and the Sencut Watauga. We are absolutely keeping this bad boy, the Jack Wolf Gunslinger. And you know what? I'm going to get rid of this one too. It's a nice knife. I'm just never going to use it. We're going to get rid of the Sitivien ST995. It's just one of those knives that it's nice, it's beautiful, it's elegant, it's got nice titanium machine pocket clip, titanium bolsters. There's nothing wrong with it. It's really nice. The quality is astounding for what you get for 90 bucks. It is absolutely staggering. But I'm just never drawn to it. I'm never carrying it. I do like this little guy because I do like some of my classic knives. So we're going to keep that one. So, all right, as we go through this, another one didn't make the cut. We got 11 knives we're getting rid of. At some point, when I get the rest of these videos done, we'll have a list of all the knives that I'm getting rid of. Maybe some of them I'll give away to listeners, viewers, whatever. The more expensive ones, I'm probably going to try to sell those, like the Spydercos, the James brand, maybe certainly the MKM. There's some there that I've paid $200 something for. I don't know how many of those I'm going to just give away. But some of the other ones, yeah, maybe I'll do that. So anyway, keep your eye out for other videos. We're going to do, maybe I'm doing more of these tomorrow. I got to run to the store, get some stuff for dinner. This is what we're going to keep for now, and all these other ones, they are going away. So we'll see you folks next time.